Listening to this means you have finished your practice test, and let me show you the answer key in my thought process. Okay, number one, this is the classic brat story. X is the brat, and you want it to get it to be alone. So the person moving its seat is going to be the +1, so you would do -1. Don't do -7, do -1 to both sides. That crosses out that person. You bring down the X all by itself, and 7 minus 1 is 6. Number two, W minus 8 equals -2. Here's that so-called little brat, the W. There's a -8 near it, so you put +8. +8. Both sides. Crosses that out, bring down your W, and -2 and +8 becomes +6. Number three, 9 equals 8 plus Z. Z is the brat. 8 is a person who is near it, so therefore we move the 8 by doing -8. So -8 to both sides. Okay, I'm going to keep the Z right on the right-hand side. And then 9 minus 8 is 1, so Z equals 1. And number 4, some decimals here. Okay, start by identify the brat, which is G. And G has a 2.9 on its car seat with it. And so we're going to move it by doing minus or -2.9. And then G equals, let's see here, they're going to unite because they're both negative numbers. Let's see, 14, carry the 1. Now your -6.4 is your solution. All right, number 5. D minus 1 equals -12. I'm not going to box in the brat anymore, all right, guys? Just going to tell you the procedure. +1 to both sides, or add 1 to both sides mean the same thing. You have D equals, and -12, and +1 is -11. And then number 6. Y is the variable. I got a plus -2/3 here. And to get rid of the -2/3, I'm going to put a +2/3. Make sure you understand why I'm doing plus or +2/3. Because I want to eliminate this entire person, I guess, the sibling. So do +2/3 over here. Right now, let me do common denominators, which is 15. And that makes equivalent fractions. Right, 5 times 3 is 15, so 2 times 3 is 6/15. And now here is, let's see, 5 times 3 is 15, so 2 times 5 is 10. So let's see, add the 6 and the 10 to get 16 and 15ths. But you're not done yet, because now we're going to make it into a improper fraction. Mixed numeral. That's 1 and 1/15. Okay? So y equals 1 and 1/15. If by chance you hear any versions of the movie Frozen, that's because we're playing it right now in the background. Alright, number 7. This I put there in this is a tricky one, so is it number 8. Look at my brat. My brat is -x, not a plus x like I usually have. They're still whining. Mom, 15 is bothering me. So let's move the 15 by doing -15. And that crosses that one out. Bring down the brat, called -x, or the opposite of x. And 2 and -15 equals -13. Now you're not done yet. You cannot leave it like this because you can't say -x. It's not working. So here's what I do. I'm going to find a way to make the -x become a positive x. I'm going to wave the magic wand. Now watch what I'm doing. Little abracadabra magic. I'm going to multiply -1 to this side and to that side. Abracadabra, wave my magic wand. And when you do -1 times -x, you get positive x, and that's what you want. Well, don't forget -13 times -1 is positive 13. Now that is your solution. And if you don't believe me, put it back. Use substitution property, put it back in place of x, and say to yourself, 15 minus 13 really does equal 2. All right, number 8, same kind of setup, but your little brat is a minus or -y. All right, and you said, Mom, -8's bothering me. Mom, -8's blah, blah, blah. So we're going to move it by doing +8 to both sides. Okay, so we do that. Bring the brat down, who is now called -y, equals -22. Now you can't leave it like that. You get -1. You can never have a negative variable equals a number. So we're going to wave the magic wand. Abracadabra, make this into a positive y. And that means multiplication by -1. So now it's positive y, and -22 times -1 is positive 22. Just be careful, guys, with these crazy problems. I didn't mean to throw you off. but I want to give you kind of a full rounded view of all the different equations you can have. Okay? All right, number 9 now becomes the marriage divorce. Classic example of marriage divorce. Because 2 and T are happily married, they get divorced. You divorce out, divide out the number 2. So negative 26 divided by 2, negative 13. And number 10 is 4D equals negative 48. Divorce, divide by 4s. And D equals negative 12. There's my negative sign. Okay? There's number 9, and there's number 10. Number 11, number 12. This is kind of the opposite of the marriage thing. This is when you crisscross multiply. 3 times 10. So R equals 30. And number 12, crisscross multiply. And H equals positive 63. Okay? A couple more left. All right, number 13. All right, remember what I told you about when you have ice cubes floating in your drink, and you take your straw and you push them down. I'm going to take that negative sign. I don't think I can do this. I can't. I'm going to take this negative sign right here. I'm going to make it go down here instead. Let me see if I can erase it. Is it going to work? Yeah, it does. Good. So I move the negative sign, like pushing it down like a regular ice cube. Now I'll do crisscross. And negative 3 times 20 is negative 60. All right, so make sure you understand that one, why I pushed it down. All right, number 14, classic mother-in-law. Oh, what a cute couple, 2 and W happily married. Now the 3 is a mother-in-law. We say, Mom, get out of here. So we're going to make her disappear by doing negative 3 on both sides. And some people like to do this. They cross it out. So bring down the honeymoon couple. Now they're alone. And negative 21 and negative 3 make negative 24. Not done yet, because a big divorce happened. Yelling, screaming all over a stinking breath mint. So we divorce by 2. And W equals negative 12. Okay, here we are. 2 more left. 15. I must have done something wrong here, guys. Rats. Well, let me do 16 right now. Okay. Mother-in-law. Let's do minus 3 on both sides. I'll find out my mistake later on, what I did wrong. Let me just keep going. Let's do minus 3 on both sides. And that means m over negative 2. Okay. Equals negative 7. I will then crisscross negative 7 times negative 2. And get positive 14 equals m. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause myself here. I'm going to find out what I did wrong when I copied these. And then I'll pick up my my presentation then. So hang on, guys. Let me find out what the problem is. I'll get right back to you. Alright, guys. I found it. I had to go through all my documents. 1/5 equals x over 3. Alright, so my fault. Okay. Watch how I'm going to do this. X is saying, Mom, there's a 3 underneath me bothering me. So watch how the mom takes care of this. She kind of uses the keep it, change it, flip it story. Watch. She multiplies both sides by not 1/3, but by 3 over 1. Notice how the bikini pairs cross it out? Notice how we did that? So now you have, changing my colors around, you have the x now all by itself because everything kind of canceled out over here. And now 3 over 1 times 1 over 5, there is no bikini. And so your answer is going to be x equals 3/5. And I think this was the correct number 14. I had to open it on my iPad using my Google Drive. So it's kind of hard to read the Word document, but I think that's what it said.